There's a lot of confusion around dog bones. So here are the ones I recommend you give your dog and which you should definitely avoid. So a lot of people like to give their dog bones and there's a lot of good that can be done from that. If it's the right bone, can have a lot of nutrition in it. It can be very beneficial for their teeth, kind of makes them happy, keeps them busy. To me, the best bones to give a dog are raw bones. And when I say raw bones, I mean something that you would buy either refrigerated or frozen. Raw bones are significantly softer than cooked bones. So when dogs eat cooked bones, they're so hard that sometimes dogs will actually break teeth on them. It's actually something we see quite a lot. Raw bones are softer and your dog can chew through them and ultimately digest the material that they're eating. Raw bones also contain the marrow, which has a lot of really healthy fats and a lot of really good nutrition there. So the key with giving your dog a raw bone is you want to give them a bone of the appropriate size. You want something that they can actually chew through and realize it's raw meat. So when you give it to them, there has to be sort of a time limit. You don't want to give them a raw bone and just let them carry it around the house for days. That's just asking for foodborne illness. So that's raw bones. Cooked bones, as I mentioned, the problem with cooked bones is they're very, very hard and dogs will break teeth on them. This is also true for other things you might buy in the pet store, things like antlers, things like hooves. All of those things are super hard and every veterinarian sees dogs all the time with broken teeth, and frequently that's because the dog has been chewing on things that they shouldn't be chewing on. There's other things out there for dogs to chew on, rawhides, for example. Rawhides can be fine for dogs to chew on, although it does bear mentioning that rawhides are fairly high in fat, so that's going to add a lot of calories. So you don't want to give something like this too frequently. You also want to make sure that your dog is not prone to swallowing large pieces of these things because they're not super digestible. There's also more synthetic type bones out there that are made of various types of plastics and these sorts of things. A lot of dogs like chewing on these things. Personally, I'm always a little bit concerned about dogs chewing on and then ultimately ingesting plastic. As a veterinarian and a holistic doctor, it never really sort of sits very well with me. I'd much rather have them eating something natural like an appropriate sized raw bone. Which bone, which type of animal should you give your dog? There's really no absolute right or wrong here. It really has more to do with the size than, whether it's beef or pork or lamb or chicken or turkey or what have you. One thing that I do often tell people is if you have a smaller dog, sometimes if you buy like beef bones or lamb bones or something, they're just a little bit too big and too hard for the dog to chew through. So sometimes getting those dogs something like a chicken neck or a turkey neck, the bones are softer and they can much more easily chew through them. I know a lot of people are concerned about sort of poultry, so chicken, turkey, what have you, those bones splintering and causing problems. And the truth is, if they're raw, it's not a problem. You would never want to give a dog cooked chicken bones or turkey bones or anything to that effect. It has to be raw. It's real easy for these little guys to kind of chew through, and they really kind of enjoy it. And these days you can buy a lot of that stuff at premium pet stores. So it's pretty available as far as picking a bone that is an appropriate size for your pet.